The NBA draft is just a few days away, which means that 60 prospects are about to hear their name called. Most of these guys were stars in college. However, the subject of today's video, we're going to be talking about the guys that weren't. And no, I don't mean the international prospects like a Victor Wembanyama or a Luka Doncic. For this video, we're going to be talking about the guys who didn't even start a game in college and still were first round picks. There's 10 dudes on this list, and without further ado, let's get into it. Starting with the most recent first round pick who never started a game in college, we have Peyton Watson, who's currently on the Denver Nuggets. Watson was a consensus 5-star coming out of Long Beach Poly in California and committed to UCLA out of high school. When he committed to UCLA, he was vocal about his desire to be a one-and-done prospect. However, he committed to a UCLA squad that had just made the Final Four the year before and returned all 5 starters, including NBA players Johnny Juzang, Jaime Jaquez Jr., and Jules Bernard. Watson only played 13 minutes a game his freshman year and averaged 3 points and 3 rebounds a game. And he only shot 32% from the field and 23% from 3. Somehow he received honorable mention for the Pac-12 All-Freshman team, and the UCLA squad made it to the Sweet 16. To the surprise of many, after that season, Watson declared for the NBA draft. He was drafted with the last pick of the first round by the Thunder, probably due to his potential and athleticism, but he was promptly shipped off to Denver, where he actually won a championship as a rookie. His role on the team has increased every season along with his numbers, and this past season he averaged around 8 a game as a rotation piece for the Denver Nuggets. Next player we have is Patrick Williams, who is a 2020 draftee. Williams was a 4-star top 50 recruit out of Charlotte, North Carolina in the 2019 high school class who committed to Leonard Hamilton and the Florida State Seminoles out of high school. That squad was loaded. They had Devin Vassell, and despite the COVID-19 pandemic resulting in there being no March Madness, they finished 4th in the final AP poll, and the Seminoles hung the banner for that like the losers they are. Go Gators. Williams was named to the All-Freshman team and won ACC 6th Man of the Year. He averaged 9 points a game and 4 rebounds. From these efforts, the Chicago Bulls selected him 4th overall in the 2020 NBA draft. Williams has largely been a disappointment for the Bulls as his numbers and his production has really not improved at all over 5 seasons. He's really just a 10-4 guy. He is also at 6'7", surprisingly one of the NBA's worst dunkers, as evidenced in this YouTube video by Daniel Lee, who makes some really great NBA content. Next up, we have another Florida State guy, Mfiondu Kabengele from the 2019 draft class. As a prospect in the 2016 high school class, Kabengele committed to the Seminoles as an unranked recruit and redshirted his first freshman year. However, the next year, as a redshirt freshman, on an average FSU squad, he was a rotation piece averaging 7 and 5 for the Seminoles. The next year, however, FSU had a much better squad, which made it all the way to the Sweet 16. And despite not starting a single game in college, Kabengele was actually the leading scorer on that team. He averaged 13 points a game and 6 boards and was named the ACC's 6th Man of the Year for his efforts. The 6'10" big man then declared for the NBA draft, where he was drafted 27th overall by the Nets and then dealt to the Clippers on draft day. Kabengele only played 55 career NBA games across 4 different franchises. Across those 55 games, he averaged 3 points and 2 rebounds a game. Another guy in the 2019 draft class, we have Nasir Little. Coming out of Orlando in the 2018 high school graduating class, Little was ranked 3rd in the nation, ahead of a guy you guys may know named Zion Williamson. Before heading to UNC, Little won both the McDonald's All-American Game and Jordan Brand Classic Game MVPs. Little didn't exactly live up to expectations at UNC, but the squad was nice and they made it all the way to the Sweet 16. Much of their offense was focused on their 2 main guys, 2 NBA pros, Kobe White and Cam Johnson. Little averaged 10 points a game and 5 boards. After that season, he declared for the NBA draft, where he was selected 25th overall by the Portland Trail Blazers. Little has not been great in the NBA. He's actually on the Miami Heat's G League team, the Sioux Falls Skyforce. In his 5 seasons in the NBA, he has not been great, only playing around 16 minutes a game and averaging 6 points for both the Portland Trail Blazers and Phoenix Suns. Now moving on to a guy you might have seen on TV recently, we have Tony Bradley in the 2017 draft class. Bradley was a 5-star coming out of high school, out of Florida, and committed to UNC. At UNC, Bradley was a key reserve on a squad that ended up winning the national championship. He was backing up UNC legend Kennedy Meeks, who was a walking double-double. Bradley was selected 28th overall on draft night by the Lakers before being dealt to the Jazz. Bradley has played for 5 different franchises and only started 18 career games. However, he is currently on the Indiana Pacers and served as a rotation big man in their run to the NBA Finals, where they just lost in 7 to the OKC Thunder. Another prospect in the 2017 draft class, we have Zach Collins out of Gonzaga. He committed to Gonzaga after being a McDonald's All-American from Bishop Gorman High in Las Vegas. Collins was the backup center for the Bulldogs, who actually lost to Tony Bradley's UNC Tar Heels in the national championship that year. Gonzaga was stacked that year with 5 future NBA players. Collins still put up numbers though, averaging 10 and 6 in around 17 minutes a game while shooting an elite 65% from the field. Collins was drafted 10th overall by the Kings and subsequently dealt to the Trailblazers. While he's not exactly lived up to his lottery expectations, Zach Collins has been a solid pro, culminating in a career year in 2022-23 seasons with the San Antonio Spurs, where he averaged around 12 and 6 in only 23 minutes a game. He is currently a member of the Chicago Bulls with Patrick Williams, and he's earned over $54 million throughout his career. Next up, we have the best player on this list, the best college player to never start a game drafted in the first round, Devin Booker. Booker committed to Kentucky as a McDonald's All-American out of Mississippi. The Kentucky squad he committed to and played for is probably the greatest team ever to never win a national championship. They started out 38-0 before losing to Wisconsin in the Final Four. This was also the year where Coach Cal famously used the 5-in, 5-out platoon system, which explains why Devin Booker never started a game. They also had 9 future NBA players, most notably the number 1 pick in the 2015 draft, Karl Anthony Towns. In his freshman year, Booker averaged 10 a game and was named SEC Sixth Man of the Year. Booker was drafted 13th overall by the Phoenix Suns, and most of you know how Booker's career has gone. He's a perennial all-star with his best season team success-wise coming in 2021, where he made it all the way to the finals with the Suns before he lost to Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks. His best individual season came the next year, where he averaged 28 points per game. He's also a 2-time Team USA Olympic gold medalist and was a key member of this past Olympics 2024 USA squad, arguably the best of all time. The next hooper on this list is Dion Waiters, who was drafted in 2012. Dion Waiters was a 5-star recruit out of Philadelphia when he committed to Syracuse. His first season with the Orange, he averaged 7 points a game and was a key rotation piece. However, in his sophomore season, he was second on the team in scoring at Syracuse with 13 a game on an elite squad that made it all the way to the Elite 8 and featured 6 future NBA players. For his efforts, he won Big East Sixth Man of the Year and was drafted 4th overall by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Waiters has had an up and down NBA career characterized by some great on-court stints as well as multiple off-court incidents resulting in multiple suspensions. He has played for 4 different franchises and actually won an NBA championship with the Bubble Lakers. However, he was not a rotation player on that team. His best individual season came in his second season with the Cavs, where he averaged 16 points a game. Next player is Daniel Orton in the 2010 draft. Orton committed to Kentucky as a 5-star recruit. This iteration of Kentucky was also stacked as they made it to the Elite 8 and had 8 future NBA players. Among those 8 future NBA players included DeMarcus Boogie Cousins, who Daniel Orton backed up this season. Orton only averaged 3 and 3 in his freshman season and still was drafted 29th overall in the NBA draft. Orton only played 51 career games in the NBA for 3 different franchises, Orlando, OKC, and Philadelphia. The final player on this list, we have the highest drafted player, Marvin Williams, in the 2005 draft class, where he was drafted 2nd overall. Marvin Williams committed to UNC as a McDonald's All-American out of Washington State. Like Tony Bradley, Williams joined an absolutely stacked UNC squad that went on to win the national championship and featured 6 different NBA players, including career clown Rashad McCants.
I'll be honest with you, Jokic ain't better than the Gasol brothers.
He only played 22 minutes a game, but he averaged 11 and 7 in those 22 minutes and was named ACC Sixth Man of the Year. Williams was drafted by the Atlanta Hawks with the 2nd overall pick, as I said, the highest of any player on this list. While he's not exactly lived up to the hype of a 2nd overall pick, Williams has had a very solid NBA career. He played for 15 seasons and earned over $120 million in his career. He played for 4 different franchises, and his best season came in his 3rd year in the league, where he averaged 15 and 6 for the Hawks. Looking at the list, I'm not going to lie, the hit rate isn't great for these guys. So if I'm an NBA GM, I'm going to try to avoid guys that never started a game in college, which seems like common sense. I know the draft is coming up soon, but if you want more draft content, check out my podcast channel. We just posted our NBA first round big board. It's about an hour long. It's a lot of content, and you want to get a scoop on some of the top prospects in this upcoming draft, go make sure to check that out. And like I said in my last video, we're now on our way to 200 subs. Thank you guys so much for the support. It's only up from here. If you like the video, please drop a like, make sure to subscribe, and I will see y'all on the next video. Peace.
I just wanna ball, mama, I just want it all. I don't care about the law.